All right, so this is a requested topic here. We've looked at the war, we've looked at the World War III scenarios. So here, the topic is specifically the nuclear weapons. So let's just look at the nukes and see, are they going to be put into play? Are they going to remain on shelves? Are they going to be sold to the highest bidder? Like, what do we got? So looking specifically at the nukes. Random word, soup spoon. And number 3. Oop, oop. All right, so we get a reversed Queen of Swords as our root card, and the main card is the reversed Three of Wands. Queen of Swords, this is anxiety, a lot of, it's basically a person who is kind of freaking out. When the Queen of Swords is reversed, that anxiety can turn into aggressive action for sure. Kind of the deal with the Queen of Swords. When she feels really bad, she takes it out on other people, and you can see the sword is dripping blood up here. And when she gets upside down, then she would be taking shit out on everybody all the time. So this could show aggressive action. Now, the reverse Three of Wands, this is fear that something that you've put so much energy into is going to be taken away from you. Now, when I first looked at this, I immediately assumed that it was meaning that there would be no nukes used, because the conventional wisdom has always been that the people that have the nuclear weapons love life more than they love death, and they're not going to use the nuclear weapons because of a fundamental love for life. And when we look at this the 3 reversed, it's like there's so much you would lose that actually deploying like nuclear weapons in one of these war situations would probably not be something they would do. Now, the reversed Queen of Swords isn't actually in her right mind. Now, keep in mind that these weapons are supposedly, at least, controlled by world governments. Now, that normally puts us out of reach of someone who's having a fucking bad day. Now, I just want to look a little further, because smaller groups of people that were, if they were to get a hold of a nuclear weapon, then it could be one of these, I'm having a bad day, I'm going to fire one of these things. So first, let's just see, in the main thing that shows up here, what leads up, where does it go? So what leads up to this fear of losing something is basically stories of the past and memory. Already, I'm pretty sure we're looking at the Russia-Ukraine thing right here. But this is the good old days. This is stories about the way things used to be. This is the happy, reunited family. And this shows up a lot when we're looking at the Russia and Ukraine situation. Here's the thing, like, it repeatedly shows in the cards. Ukraine and Russia are a family, whether they fucking like it or not. Whether they like it or not. They will never be able to live without the other one, And the shit that goes on between them is between them. There's nothing that anyone can do to fix it. It's a fucking family, right? And they have to figure that shit out between them. Otherwise, they're going to be fucked forever. Forever. Right? So, here, the Queen of Swords, who is afraid that she is going to lose all of this stuff, is she's kind of freaking out here. Now, I can see both different ways. I'm just going to pull a card because I do believe this is talking about the Ukraine and Russia situation. And I think that the Queen of Swords, I mean, God, it could really be either one of them. This could be Ukraine, although they don't have any nuclear weapons until they fucking do, right? Because there's weapons and fucking missiles and shit coming from all over the world being sent to Ukraine. And what if they just get some of Russia's? Like, we'll just fucking grab some of these things or steal them or whatever. Anyway, so this could really be read as either Russia or Ukraine, as the Queen of Swords freaking out, afraid that she's going to lose all of this stuff. Um, I want to look at just the likelihood of the weapons being deployed, like as kind of a straight up question here. There's that commitment card. This has shown up a few times too. The Lovers wouldn't say no. The Lovers is a card of a greater commitment. Um, okay, this is the way that I would read the Lovers here. To deploy nuclear weapons would be a massive commitment. It would be a commitment to a very specific timeline and to a future and like a certain series of events. Will nuclear weapons be deployed in this situation at all? I do not think that commitment has been made yet. So, if that commitment is made, then it could happen. But that commitment, I do not believe, has been made yet. I'm just going to look at what sort of stands in the way of that commitment. And we get a Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is sort of pattern. It's like kind of doing the same thing over and over and over again. So currently, the thing that keeps anyone from committing to that action and that path is basically just habit and pattern, you know. This is also an occupying soldier, to be honest, with the Knight of Pentacles. Like it's a patrolling soldier, and it's someone who is patrolling the grounds, you know, over and over and over again. Huh. There also might be some guards here. This could show some energy that's sort of guarding against that specific decision. Huh. Let's see. I'm just going to pull another card to see if this is a literal group of people or if this is sort of the card. So this fell on the ground. Or if it's sort of like a grander energy, right? And I think it is a literal group of people. So there's like a group of people that are guarding against this scenario. So that's good. Is it a secret organization? Is it the fucking aliens, you know? Or is it like one of the world governments? Yeah, fucking right. But it could be. So I am going to pull one more card since it looks like there is a group of actual beings that is working to protect the world against this nuclear disaster. So let's just see who pays them. That's the question. Who pays these fuckers? The moon. Wow. So basically, this has shown up in a lot of these different readings, but here there's the manipulation, you know. who pays the people who are guarding against this specific timeline or that specific turn or the, chain of events? The moon. Well, this would be the puppeteer, right? The grand puppeteer. And I don't, if it was a world government or something like that, it would have shown up as the Hierophant. And I mean, I couldn't read this as like straight up, like it wasn't the devil, right? It wasn't the Hierophant. It wasn't the fucking King of Pentacles, which would show the bankers and shit like that. It shows up as the moon. Huh. That's interesting. Well, I guess I will leave that. If you have an idea of what you think the moon is representing here, then feel free to let me know. Um, Leave a comment or whatever. But when I look at this whole thing, it does show the scenario that could cause this, right? That could cause the nuclear weapons to be deployed. It looks like there is a group of people that are guarding against it, and that commitment to that timeline has not been made. So, on the current timeline, as long as no one makes this commitment, we should be in the clear from all out nuclear war. And to some degree, we have the moon to thank for that, as it appears. So that's what we get for now. I would love to hear any ideas on this. And peace.